All right, guys, so we are going to do a before and after. I need to clean my studio. I'm moving containers over there from down below on the right side. Plus, I recently, as in yesterday, bought 480 clear 9-ounce straight-sided jars. And then, oh my gosh, I need to break down a bunch of boxes, except for the ones with the packing stuff that I'm keeping. I need to put labels on the binders that I bought for my IFRA, my recipes, my testing. And really, I just need to clean in here. I need to finish what I started, making this studio feel like home. Mind you, yes, it feels very homey. I have a bunch of pictures to put on the wall. I have shelves I want to put up, but oh my gosh. Ugh. And then over here I have candles that need to be tested, have started being tested, curing, all sorts. All right, and then I'm also going to be testing these two today. I started yesterday, and I'm going to continue today. In fact, all right, so let the testing on these guys begin again. Yesterday, I was only able to do 3 hours, and I had determined that the HTP on the left in the black, it's a 72, is too big. It went all the way full melt pool in an hour. And then on the right, I didn't think that the Premier 700 was going to do very well, but it almost has a full melt pool at 3 hours. The flames were just pretty little, so I'll be continuing this test today. Alrighty, so this is my 1 hour check-in on my candles. HTP definitely has a lean to it. Oop. I don't know if you can tell, but like that one in front is leaning a lot, and it already has a full melt pool, whereas the Premier 700, while the flames are small, it is burning successfully. We'll see how it does in following tests. And here is the progress I've made. Haven't really done anything on this side. Those boxes there have packing materials that I'm saving. The U-line box is filled, and I do mean filled, with biodegradable packing peanuts that my stuff was shipped in. And then the 2 Brambleberry boxes are filled with packing materials as well. I've put away some stuff from my garage that hadn't been unpacked yet. That tall metal incense holder, the little box on the second shelf, the diet fork, which is really funny. You guys should look it up. And then I've been putting away my Japanese art. Let's see what else. I put these guys up here. My arrowheads, talking about the Japanese ones in the middle, of course. What else? Anyways, okay. So, and then going into the garage, which we'll just peek for a second. This is all packing materials that I save. They're boxes that will be repurposed. Bunch of shoe boxes that my boyfriend buys. I've got a bag of paper towels covered in wax that will be used for fire starters, and then 3 more boxes of materials that will be reused for shipping stuff in the future, as well as transporting my materials, like this box that they came in, will make it really easy to transport. I've also I broke down a bunch of boxes. We moved like a little over a month ago, so all these need to be broke down, and then all of these were the ones in my room. This table back here is one that I'm contemplating bringing into my candle studio area. Walk with me. Let's see. Oh, and then I found some stuff that I'm going to sell on Marketplace because it's not being used, and for a while it just kept coming. All right, I'll update you guys on the next test burn, and I mean the next hour. So there we are, hour 1. All right, I haven't done too much over here. I have straightened out this a little bit. My wax melter is going. Still need to pick those boxes up. And then those 3 boxes, I'm going to cut the tops off to get to them. Okay, so here we are at 2 hours. And the HTP 72 still very much too big for that container for a triple wick. And the Premier 700 may or may not catch up to the edges, but the flames are pretty little. So that's my 2-hour test mark. I have gotten quite a lot done in the last hour. Go out a little bit. So this is kind of funny. When I first started making candles, my boyfriend would always take them to work. Well, these are ones he's given back that all have plenty left in them to burn. So it's also funny to look at what I thought would be good labeling when I first started in September. All right. And then like November, for one, that's a 4 ounce, not a 14 ounce. Another attempt at a different warning label. That one's a little prettier, but it's made with a thermal. I will say, all his little candles that he brings back are a great way for me to see how some of those burned. Like, oh, that one tunnels, and, oh, sorry. Oh, that one actually doesn't look too bad. It has a nice little ring around it, you know, but anyways. Oh, thermal turns black. Go figure. I put my soap, some of it, up here. I organized some of my perfumes that I've made. I put a couple books on the shelf. Came up with some more things that I'm going to sell because we don't use them. Let's see. So, oh, big one. The giant thing of boxes there is gone. And I organized all the shipping stuff that I've been collecting as I buy stuff for my future candle business and home decor business. So I have all the packing peanuts in that box and in that one there, that's full. All the paper, and then here I have little boxes, shoe boxes. I cure my candles in those sometimes. And then that one there is all like bubble wrap stuff. However, I have not broken down all those boxes that the pile seems to have grown. Okay, so that is my 2-hour progress. And we will hopefully have some candles made the next time around. And we're going to look at these candles one more time. Man, I really want to... So I think one of the rules, in fact, I know one of the rules, is that the candles should not merge together. So that one there is definitely leaning over into the other candle or the other wick. So that's actually a fail. So we're going to shut this one off. All right. According to the ASTM standards, that means that one failed. And my little guys here are still going. Well, I guess we'll know if this one has a good scent throw or not, because it's the only one still standing. All right, we'll be back in an hour with my progress. Okay, so we're not done with the third hour yet, but I did want to show that while this was still warm, I pulled out the wicks that failed, and I will put new ones in. So how I'll do that is I will remelt all that wax so that it's nice and smooth. And then I'll use a skewer, or in my case, my thermometer, and I'll poke holes in it and put new wicks inside, testing out a different size for that container. Alrighty, so here we are at 3 hours, which is as far as I managed to get yesterday before I got to go to lunch with my boyfriend, and I had to put it out. I did a short snip on that one failing. So that's what that one looks like now. And now I haven't done very much since I was on with you last. I'm watching a YouTube video organizing how I'm going to set up these binders. So recipes, testing, final products, IFRA info, list of fragrance oils and their suppliers, plus wax info and their suppliers. And then my business plan, order receipts, product info, supplier list, product notes, etc. And then I did a little bit more organization here for some other things that I've got going on. I don't know if you guys ever watch Memory Box Candle Co., but I do sometimes. And then let's see. These are candles that I've purchased from other places to try and support them. This is the ones I got from Memory Box Candle Co. I actually haven't burned these ones. I gave 3 to my boyfriend, I'm pretty sure. And then I crossed off the name on that one because I did another video where I actually didn't like how it burned, because they used generic wicks off Amazon. These ones, I purchased a bunch of 8-ounce amber jars from this gal, and she was closing her shop down, so I bought those, or at least I think she said she was closing it. And then, oh, these soaps are really cute. I got these. That's my boyfriend, Derek. Isn't he handsome? I got these when we went to visit Derek's mom and dad. So I got one from Harson's Island, which is where his dad lives. And that was before I knew I wanted to try making soap too, but how fun. And then this one I got from by where his mom lives in Mackinac Island. And I'll have to look at those businesses, Cellar Door Bath Supply Co. and the water shop, or the waterfront shop. Oh, and then this is actually really cute. So I bought this one because I like the designs. I like the idea of doing funny sayings on my candles. And sorry, that I have a matching sign for this one too that goes in my room. I did not buy it from that company though. I'll just show you guys some of my other candles. So this one I found at an antique store, and I thought that it was like a small business. Didn't know that they were actually around since like the 70s. And then these are handmade concrete vessels from Rewaxation Candles and Soaps, which is like the sister of West Coast Candle Supply. They're owned by the same people, but they're different products. So the supply is like waxes and melt supplies and jars and all that. But she makes these really cute. Here's another one. So these are refillable candle vessels. Okay. So you buy the candle and it comes in these little containers, and then you drop it in, burn it, and when you're done, you just wipe out the old wax, pull out the old wick, and drop in a refill. How cool is that? All right, and then here's some other candles that I bought. I've heard all this rave about sand and fog. I thought that they were like 3 women that hand poured all of their stuff, which maybe they started out that way and I don't really know. I haven't looked into it that much. But the stuff is made in Vietnam. So I don't know. I'm guessing it's not made in California if it's made in Vietnam. But these ones, I love the color. Let's see, Venice Candle Company. So I love the color of these ones, and the Storm actually smells really good. So I got 2. And then these ones, don't mind my mess. So another Stormy Night. I bought this one strictly because I like this container and I wanted to remember that that's a look I like. So I like the thin lid. Same with these, okay? I like that thin style lid. And then these ones smelled really good. So there's some of my candles that I have. And some books that I have on astrology. Oh gosh. I've always been a rock collector, so I've got rocks everywhere. These, I had bought a kit and I cut all the wicks super, super short so that they do not get burned, but it's just a kit that I bought at a place in Bellingham. And yeah, I did a short video on those that's never been posted except for maybe to my Facebook at one point. This is some of the first ones I ever made. Needs a new wick. And then it was sitting in a window and it discolored some from sitting in the sun. Look how horrible my warning labels and my labels are. So same thing, pulled the wicks on both of those. They were testing ones. Oh, also when I wasn't listening and thought that you had to do the max load, 12% on everything. You do not. All right, anyways. Oh, and then I've been collecting these guys here. So these little candle guys. I don't know what they're called. I love the Serenity Prayer too. I always have. All right. Oh, look. I found a little... It's a tester I made. It's not renamed yet, so don't worry. I know. I'll change the name. Oh my gosh. Look at this box. Isn't this the cutest, if I can remember how to open it? Oh, ta-da. Isn't that freaking cute? So I got that in Las Vegas. Okay, and as far as everything else going on, I will be back for the 4-hour mark on the only remaining candle out of the 2 candles that I was testing. Maybe I will bring in all the candles jars that I bought yesterday. I got a great deal. I got 480 clear 9-ounce straight-sided jars for $120 plus tax. So it came out to about 25 cents before tax each, or 27 cents each. All right. And then I also want to get my vessels loaded up on here. I've got some other random supplies up here, more vessels, and then down there is more vessels that need to be moved over here because I think all the clear ones will go there. And then I've got wicks, 464 wax, soy 10 wax, EC26 wax, some paraffin I've never used, and then coconut apricot wax, which I really want to use too. And that guy there is ready to go. So I'm going to pour some freaking candles and try and do some of those things I said I was going to do. Alrighty, so here is my 4 hours burn. And I will continue testing this even though the wicks are pretty small. I want to see how the duration of the candle performs. We'll go ahead and put this out. All right, so there's that. Snag a couple views. All right, and then I did manage to make some candles. I'm using the volcano type fragrance oil from Fizzle Me That. Those amber bottles need to be cleaned out because I made one fragrance with a triple citrus fragrance oil and it did not work with the room spray base at all. And then other than that, I've got to go do some stuff upstairs. So that's my life with ADHD and how much I successfully got done today. Although I did also make a new mess, which is a bunch of CD and CDN wicks, which I realize I don't have as many of the CDN sizes as I thought. So with today's wicks, I'm testing a CD3, a CD4, and then a CD6 for the tin, as that one actually is whiter and they burn hotter than glass. So yeah, that's today's candles, and if all goes well, I'll get to make some more.